So I went on this whole rant about how your main thing is going to be attacking the neck between guillotines and triangles and stuff like that. There's also a couple of arm attacks, but to get the arm attacks, I have to change the alignment of my body. I shouldn't say there's no way, but it's really hard from here to go from exactly how I am to an arm bar without basically changing the position. So the first thing I want to do, now the reason why I would do this is a number of reasons. One, I just want to go to the clamp position. Another one is sometimes you get people and they're trying to like walk themselves back, right? So I'm trying to do hook sweeps and stuff like that, but he's doing a good job of keeping his hips heavy. He might be putting his pressure too far back where I can't get any lift. Or sometimes what happens is the person is almost pushing into you too much where you feel like you're just going to collapse and fall over. So either way, I want to take this bottom foot and I'm going to put it right on his hip. I'm going to keep my knee bent. Now from here, what I want to do is I'm going to take my overhook arm and I'm going to pull him towards me this way. And I want to stay on my side. This is really important. Don't try to lay flat on your back. Right? I stay on my side. This foot on the hip is my safety net. So he should never be able to like put too much pressure into me, because if at any point he does that, I should always be able to just kick him in the hip. Right? But I want to keep connection with his hip. I'm not trying to actively kick him away with this foot. This is just here just to kind of block him and keep him at bay. This foot, what I want to do is get my heel as close to this space between his ear and his shoulder. This is a really strong spot just in general, like PJ was just talking about for stand-up purposes, like if you put your head here, how it's really good. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to being on the ground, right? If I can get my foot here, it's going to help me control his shoulders, and if I can control his shoulders, I can control his posture. So if you have the flexibility, right, you can just throw your foot in here. Now, I like to take my arm out when I'm in this position, right, and I'm really trying to get my heel hooked on this little spot there. Now, my top leg is really important. I want to think about pulling my knee down towards the floor, like this. Another thing I'll do too to get a good grip is I'll take this free hand that's just sitting here doing nothing, and I'm gonna grab my shin, almost like if I was a triangle, or in a triangle, and I'm gonna take this top hand and I just kind of hug my knee, like this. Now this clamp is different than a Williams guard. If you're familiar with Williams guard, I'm usually under my leg and I got all this stuff going on. I'm not saying Williams guard isn't bad, it's my favorite one of all the clamp guards. This is just the fastest way to get to a clamp guard from the butterfly position we were in. But this knee is really important, right? If I don't put any pressure on here, Pat can move around, he can start to get his arm out, he can do all kinds of stuff. I want to think about pinching my knees together. So to make sure that I'm in a good spot, the way it should look is I should have a top leg, Pat's head, then my bottom leg. Right? At no point should you be in any sort of situation like this, where it's like still in that alignment, but now it's going, I guess that'd be, well, we'll just say left to right rather than top to bottom. Right? So I want to keep them smashed and I want to stay on my side from here. And I just want you guys to get comfortable and get into the position before we start getting freaky with the moves.